Hey, Shelley, I didn't know you were turning 500,000 years old. Hi, welcome to a special episode of China Uncensored. We've just hit 500,000 subscribers, so we're having a little Q&A to celebrate. We were asked over 1,000 questions between Facebook, YouTube, and our Patreon website. We have them in a little hat and a little cake, and now we'll begin. Shelley, why don't you pick the first question?
All right, from Izzeddin Mojadidi. Hey Chris, how would you describe YouTube demonetization in such a way so that you wouldn't get demonetized?
So I wouldn't get demonetized?
Yes.
YouTube demonetization is great. It protects us from controversial content and having to think too much. That was great. That was great. We're off to a great start. This is from a member of our 50 Cent Army, Southern Ronin. Do you think there are any peaceful routes to a free China? I guess that's sort of an open-ended question for all of us. Well, there's nothing on the prompter. I don't know what to say or do.
Well, the Soviet Union was able to transition peacefully. Some countries weren't. So you can say that there's definitely a possibility for doing that in China. It may depend on sort of how the revolution is carried out, I suppose, and...
Will it be televised?
And really, isn't that the important thing?
It is. I don't know. I see most likely Xi Jinping will sort of make a very peaceful transition to becoming a presentator of a new China.
Is that a free China, though?
I'm sure that he'll say it is.
Okay. This is from Andy Lloyd, who is a 50 Cent Army member on Patreon. And Andy asks, what can Canadian-American citizens do to make a difference? Does boycotting help? Educating impressionable Chinese youth. How do I help bring down Papa Xi? So boycotting. I think definitely being aware of when things are made in China helps a lot. Educating impressionable youth. I'd kind of be careful about that one because it can really,
Do you have unpleasant experiences with people of different ethnicities telling you how it is with China, Shelley?
Not so much that, but I think that, one of the things that's great about America and Canada is freedom of expression. But...
Well, about America.
Okay. Well, okay, my point was going to be that don't educate them so hard that you push them away, I guess.
You know what they could watch that would help educate them?
What? I think a big way to make a difference is not let Western companies kind of get away with putting human rights on the back burner just for the sake of money. Like when Apple CEO Tim Cook says Apple and China shares the same internet values, vote with your dollar. Tell them that that's not acceptable to you. Spiny Norman asks, hi Chris, do you love or hate China? Very simple. I love China. I don't like the CCP.
It seems to be a distinction that people have a hard time making somehow.
Well, it is the propaganda of the Communist Party that there is no new China without the Communist Party. So they do a lot to make the two synonymous in people's minds. So if you're against the Communist Party, you must be against China and the Chinese people. It's not true.
Without the Communist Party, there would be no new China. It's pretty catchy.
Someone should make a song out of that or something.
All right. From Facebook, Subodh Kant asks, what can be done to stop forced organ harvesting in China? Very funny question.
Yeah, hilarious. Ideally, it would be nice if some of the governments of the world would, kind of hold China accountable for that. They haven't seemed too willing to do that, though.
I think basically exposure is the number one thing that, because if you talk about this kind of thing, it doesn't even seem like it's possible. Like, it seems like, is this something from, like, you know, a Dean Koontz, like, horror novel or something, instead of, could this really be happening? So the more people know about it, the more that the Chinese Communist Party will be forced to answer questions about it, the more that it'll be harder for them to cover up.
All right. Easy Cheesy asks, Shelley, is it hard to be the only woman in this male-dominated team of 3 people?
It's so difficult.
Why?
Okay, because it's hard being right all the time.
That's never stopped me. From Facebook, David Emmett says, what direction would you like to ideally see China take into an uncensored future?
Well, maybe, like, not arresting people for making jokes about government officials in WeChat groups would be a good start.
But then how would social stability be maintained, Shelley?
I don't know. I guess that we'll have to ask the totally socially unstable countries, like the one we're in.
The United States.
From Jared Eddy, good job, guys. I check every
No,
morning.
it says great job, Shelley. Well, you're doing a great job. Great job, guys. I check every morning for a new episode. We only publish 3 to 4 times a week, so every other morning would be a safer bet. I'd like to ask many questions of all of you, but being as Chris is the face of the team and I'm tired, are you educated in kung fu or Chinese martial arts? And if so, could you explain which types? Oh, Shelley, are you educated in Chinese martial arts?
No.
Matt, are you educated in Chinese martial arts?
No.
Oh, well, I am educated in Chinese martial arts. Specifically, if you've seen the episode we've done, The Truth Behind Chinese Kung Fu, I train with a master from China. He teaches a special type of 7-star praying mantis. Quack, 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 quack.
Okay. Shubham Sharma asks, are you the guy from The Matrix?
Next question.
Wow. Bjorn the Viking asks, to the China Uncensored team, have any of you ever received death threats for your work on China Uncensored?
We have actually received 2 death threats that I have seen. We did contact the police about them.
Why don't I remember this?
Because I didn't tell you, because I didn't want you to be worried.
Wait.
What?
Death threats from who?
Can we just... The answer is yes, but it's probably nothing to worry about.
What?
Okay,
Matt!
what? Yeah, hold on. Leo Taxel asks, Sheamus, how do you feel about being left out of the Q&A by Chris?
Oh, all right. Well, Sheamus, what do you think? All right. Next question. This is from the Gaming Nationalist. Chris, who do you think is worse, the CCP or Adolf Hitler? Wow.
Wow. Oh.
Well, how about this? History has been able to judge Hitler and the Nazis with the Nuremberg trials and all of that. We haven't yet had a final reckoning for the CCP, so let's wait until that happens before we definitively answer this question. And from Bradley Webb, a 50 Cent Army member, YouTube states that creators can appeal demonetization. Has China Uncensored appealed these decisions in the past, and if so, what has been YouTube's response, if any? Well, thank you, Bradley. Yes, we do appeal every demonetization. The problem is it takes them a while to get back to us on that. Sometimes they just keep a video demonetized, but in any situation, a video is demonetized when it is getting the most traffic. So we lose most of the revenue an episode will ever get when they demonetize it. So even if they later remonetize it, we're already kind of out of luck, which is why we rely so much on support from our patrons on 50 Cent Army, like you, Bradley Webb. Thank you.
Okay. Ganymede44 asks, when are you going to start plugging your new channel, America Uncovered?
I think now's a good time to announce America Uncovered. So we've launched a new channel called America Uncovered, where we bring the same kind of humor and analysis to American politics and society. It's pretty cool.
And we'll put the link in the description below.
We'll be launching that in earnest in early 2018.
Okay, Greenlandia asks, question for Shelley. What do you think China's best dynasty was?
Why is that addressed to you? Can I not answer what China's dynasty is?
Yeah, we all have favorite dynasties.
Yeah. we
No.
all have favorite dynasties.
This is what China's best dynasty was. Okay, all right, you guys go first.
No. It's hard to be the only woman in a male-dominated team of three. So go ahead, Shelley. Go ahead. You're always right.
So I think China's best dynasty was the Tang Dynasty.
Oh, how obvious of a choice.
Okay, I know.
Dynasty.
For its openness and multiculturalism, and because plump women were the standard of beauty.
Can't argue with that. Sayid Jarrah says, question about the origins of Chris's ancestry.
That wasn't a question, so I don't know if it counts.
Good point. It just is a statement. I would say, like the great Tommy Wiseau, I am an American with an accent.
Felipe Montero asks, Chris, how much does the CIA pay you?
Let's just say it was more of a canceling of debts.
From Talurker, Matt, who would you eat first if you were stuck on a mountain with Chris and Shelley?
I've got to say, Chris, you've got a bit more meat, so you're going to be the first to go.
I would fight you so hard.
I think we should all answer this question. Chris?
I'd eat both of you. Why limit myself?
I'd eat Chris because I need Matt to get off the mountain.
Down. You go down. It's a mountain.
That's why she needs Matt. Mm-hmm. So, sorry, it's a vote, and we're voting for you, Chris.
At least I have you who still love me. Well, thank you for watching our celebratory 500,000 subscriber celebratory video.
You didn't tell me you did that on purpose.
I did, but then I couldn't process how great it was, and then my brain shut down.
So leave your comments below, and if for some reason you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button. There's also a little bell that's an alert button. So if you click that, then you'll get an alert on your phone or computer every time we publish a new episode, which is 3 or 4 times a week.
Hope to see you when we get 1 million subscribers. I mean, we will be uploading episodes before we have 1 million subscribers, so I'll see you then. But you get what I'm saying. We want 1 million subscribers.
Have more cake, Chris.
No more cake.
Cake time.
No more cake.